It is axiomatic, and sometimes I'm afraid it's trite. Sometimes I'm afraid it's said with such frequency that it doesn't mean anything anymore, that people just say things. And unfortunately, a lot of people in my neck of the woods, my business, so to speak, many folks who I think are well-intended find themselves caught up in the magic of the cliche. And it's something that we have to bring to your attention. But there is a war on children, a targeted war on children. This is not just some kind of a joke. This is not some kind of an exaggeration. It is something that every time I say, well, I've seen enough of it, it can't get any worse, something will happen. Before I do this, I want you to understand something. We are capitalists. We enjoy free enterprise. And what allows us to do what we do and what we so appreciate are sponsors who support us. And MyPillow supports us. And we thank them. And these folks have been under attack for the longest time because they've dared to express something which you may or may not agree with. But this is America last time I checked. And they have great products. Not only their pillows, of course, hence the name, but toppers, but their slippers. The sales of their slippers are through the roof. So do me a favor now. I have the little link up here. Please use promo code Lionel. Go to mypillow.com. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, and see what we're talking about, and see the great products. And if you sign up for a free gift, I know it's a tautology, a gift is free, but anyway, sign up for a free gift, sign up, and support them. You don't need me to talk about how great MyPillow is. Try them. They are to pillows what ChatGPT is to AI. Think about that in a weird way. Do the analogy. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. Support our sponsors. Now, I saw this coming years ago when I was a prosecutor, and I saw an attack, a systematic attack on the American family. Specifically, parental primacy, parental autonomy. Then we saw something which I never thought I would ever see. Children being pulled out of the protective sphere, the gravitational inertial sphere of their parents, and made or allowed to have puberty-blocking drugs, and adult doctors sworn to, of course, do no harm, actually involving themselves on and with the bodies, the intact and healthy bodies of normal kids. Kids who don't even know yet their favorite color. Kids who have not been able to identify yet where they fit in terms of consciousness and placement in the world. This is not an exaggeration. And then we see this lunacy. And see, I kind of maybe am guilty myself of always trying perhaps to give the degree of treachery of these people too much credit. I'm thinking maybe they are so diabolical that what they are doing is they're doing something to work at and erode our sense of common sense. And then we'll be so flustered and so collapsed by this attack that we'll give in or something. Or then maybe I'm just missing the point, and maybe they're just evil or just lazy or what have you. Here's a story which I saw, which blew me away. This is very, very simple. This is the USDA is more interested in chocolate milk. Now you're going to say, wait a minute, you're missing the point here. No, I'm telling you. They're more interested in chocolate milk. The USDA, this is from a story. This is, let me see, Wall Street Journal says, the issue has divided parents, child nutrition specialists, school meal officials, and others. Supporters of restricted flavored milk say it has added sugars that contribute to childhood obesity and established preferences for overly sweet drinks. But opponents, including the dairy industry and many school districts, say removing it will lead to children drinking less milk. Now, there is a debate about chocolate milk, but nobody is talking about kids who are unable to decide necessarily where they are, how they are physically, psychically, experientially, spiritually. Go through the list. And you're having adults say, do you feel like a girl? Do you feel like a girl? Do you feel like a girl? Do you ever question your sexuality? Well, maybe. I know. And then we have individuals, kids, who are targeted by social media, targeted for sextortion. The biggest trafficking, human trafficking, what is off the charts is child trafficking. Child trafficking, not only in terms sometimes of a physical child, but the image of a child. And we can go through why this is. We can talk about whether it's the energy or the innocence. I don't know. Whenever you're talking about something that involves money, there are people in the world who will do anything to traffic in anything that brings them money, whether it's rhinoceros tusks or endangered owls. It doesn't matter. Drugs. But children, what we did to them during the pandemic, how we destroyed their sense of friendship and society. We masked them. Marty McCary and others are saying that, wait a minute, nobody is denying COVID, but there might be immunization schedules and rules that are different for children with natural immunity and their own ability to fight back. Masks can be developmentally injurious to children, but we didn't care because nobody cares about kids. There is a war on for them. And then to put these kids in schools and to allow these John Waters dystopian horror shows. And then I read this morning in the St. Pete Times, now the Tampa Bay Times, where some columnist says drag shows are awesome. It's like nobody's talking about the sanctity and the artistic aspect of the drag show, from Hasty Pudding to Milton Berle to Flip Wilson to Some Like It Hot to whatever. We're not talking about that. They're missing the point. And when Ron DeSantis, did he say don't say gay? It was only up to third graders or whatever. I mean, we're missing. Where is this lobby that is focusing? Why don't we just do this? Let's keep kids as long as is earthly possible before we imbue them, saturate them, and destroy their innocence with sex. I've got no problem with sex education. I am not a prude. Believe me. But kids shouldn't be seeing a lot of things. Let me give you an example. Would you have an objection if I came in to your kids' class and said, hey kids, listen up. Do you know that over 50% of all marriages end in divorce? So that means that half of you right now, mommy and daddy are going to break up. Now, what if I said that? It would be true. It wouldn't necessarily be false. I traumatize them. I'm going to give you this one story, and then I'll let you go. But I want you to listen to this carefully. This is how kids don't understand things. There was a teacher one time who spoke to their class because one of his students had diabetes, and this little girl had to sometimes go to the restroom pursuant to her diabetic condition. So what the teacher did was he says, I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to do this perfectly. I'm going to explain this in such a way that these kids will understand absolutely greatly. He said, now kids, little Maxine here, whatever, she suffers, by the way, Lionel merch available. He said, by the way, kids, little Maxine here has diabetes. So if you ever see her get up and go to the restroom, don't worry, she's not being rude or breaking the rules. She just has to attend to this because she has diabetes. That's all. Okay. And he said, I did a great job. The next day, the principal calls him and says, what the hell did you say? I've got parents calling me complaining that you told them that their kids have diabetes. All right, because they go to the bathroom. Now, you may think that's funny. He may think it's funny. But that's the way kids think. So if they don't understand something as simple as that, how do you think they're going to be able to handle and negotiate and plumb the depths of something as arcane and recondite and nuanced as drag shows, puberty blockers, gender dysmorphia, whatever term, two-spirited, what have you? The answer is they won't be able to. And that's why we should just stop this and stop the war on kids. Now, I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think I make sense? Do you agree? Do you notice something about this? Have you seen this firsthand? Comment below. Subscribe to the channel, to the channel, yes. Hit that little bell so you'll be notified of new videos and new in live streams, I should say. And whatever you do, I beg, beseech, implore, and importune you to comment as you see fit.